I want to explain what is happening right now. First, Nancy Pelosi, and this is according to multiple reports, Nancy Pelosi is floating a new deal with centrist Democrats. She's trying to get this group of 9 centrist Democrats to back down from their opposition of that $3.5 trillion budget resolution bill. This is that second bill. This is part 2 of the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill. This group of 9 Senate or House Democrats, they want to see that the bipartisan bill passes first, and then they say they will consider the passage of that $3.5 trillion bill. However, we got reports that Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema do not support that $3.5 trillion price tag. They want to see something much lower, and because of that, they are bringing in these House Democrats to pretty much stand up to Nancy Pelosi. Well, here are the details out this afternoon. And again, this deal that was floated by Nancy Pelosi, we have very few details on this, but we do have one major change. The big change is that right now, what she is trying to do is she is trying to wrap up the consideration of the ground rules for the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. She's trying to wrap that and the budget resolution into one vote instead of 2. This would make things a little bit easier. This would hopefully get the bill passed, but again, we don't know. According to reports, Representative Gottheimer was going to take that deal back to the other representatives in the House, the other 8, and see what kind of deal they can put together, if this is something they're willing to accept. As of right now, as of shooting this video, we don't have any details, but as we do, tomorrow morning, I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Here's something else we're hearing. Right now, Senator Joe Manchin, he has stated that he doesn't support the $3.5 trillion bill, and he's warning House Democrats not to hold the $1.2 trillion bipartisan legislation hostage. He says, and again, he's one of the ones that helped create and craft this bill. So yes, he does not want his bill to die in the House. Here's what he had to say, and I quote, "It would send a terrible message to American people if this bipartisan bill is held hostage." And it would. It would send a horrible message to the American people and to Democratic voters. This does not put much faith in the Democratic Party if Democrats who hold the House, the Senate, and the White House can't come to an agreement and pass legislation for the American people. Well, this is the exact same scenario that Mitch McConnell last year when he was Senate Majority Leader. This is exactly what he said, and he pointed this out, and he did it again months ago. He's saying that right now giving full control to Democrats in the House and the Senate was a mistake, and this would only cause a rift between the party, and nothing would ever get done. Well, right now, many worry that too many Democrats are fighting and want just their priorities to pass and included into the next bill, and this is actually causing more harm than good. So this isn't great for the American people. But let me get your thoughts on this as well. Do you think that Democrats who hold the House, the Senate, and the White House should be able to just slam anything through? Do you think that it is, or are you frustrated with Democrats right now because they have the majority in all 3 and they can't get a deal done? They're still fighting, and we're seeing delay after delay after delay. And again, we could see even more delays. What we know right now is Democrats just want all their priorities included, which is one of the reasons why Senator Bernie Sanders wanted to pass a $6 trillion infrastructure bill. However, moderates said that's too expensive, they would never go for it, which is the reason why we're at $3.5 trillion. However, we still know that centrists like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, they're not even going to support that $3.5 trillion bill, which means we're going to be closer to $2 to possibly $3 trillion, which is really going to eat into how much assistance and stimulus the American people receive. Well, Nancy Pelosi, she had this to say today, and I quote, "We cannot squander this majority and this Democratic White House by not passing what we need to do." And this is something that the American people have worried about for a while. They worry that Democrats won't be able to band together and provide more assistance to the American people at a time of need. Critical piece of information at a time in need. If you cannot band together for the sake of the American people and the economy, then there's really no hope, according to experts. Experts say if Democrats cannot come together when the American people need more help now than ever before, then there's really no hope for the Democratic Party. But again, that's what experts say. I'm not here to bash on Democrats. I'm not here to bash on Republicans. I'm just here to give you what everyone else is saying and provide you with the facts and updates. Here's what we know. We're going to have to wait and see what happens over the next 24 hours to see if Democrats and the centrist Democrats in the House agree with the deal that Nancy Pelosi put together. Some say that Nancy Pelosi does have the upper hand, that the centrist Democrats, if they want to get their deal done, it has to go through Nancy Pelosi. So Nancy Pelosi holds all the power right now. But some worry that Nancy Pelosi could potentially fold depending on how much pressure she gets put on her by not only the centrists in the House, but Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema as well. And if they start pushing back and start getting Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and President Biden involved, Nancy Pelosi could ultimately cave. So we'll have to wait and see. But to make matters even worse, Kyrsten Sinema, Senator Sinema, she said that she would not support a $3.5 trillion bill. Her spokesperson even came out today and said she would not support a $3.5 trillion bill. And his exact statement was this, and I quote, "Proceedings in the U.S. House will have no impact on Kyrsten's views about what is best for our country, including the fact that she will not support a budget reconciliation bill that costs $3.5 trillion. So again, this is not great news. This is not great news if we want to see more stimulus and more assistance to the American people. We want to see free community college, 2 years. We want to see more nutrition assistance, meals for all school-age children. If we want to see elder care, child care, pay a maximum of 7% for child care, that would be great. As somebody with children, if I use child care, I would absolutely love that. And also to see the expansion of Medicare, see the extension of the child tax credit payments, and there's other payments as well, okay? I'm going to address some new proposals here in just a minute. Some of these are okay, but I want to get your take on this as well. But right now, some are saying if the $3.5 trillion bill doesn't pass, it doesn't matter who proposes what. That's never going to pass either. So here's what we're hearing. There was actually 4 new proposals by Senators Todd Young and Cory Booker. They have 4 new proposals that I want to bring to your attention. Again, save this for the end of this after I give you the 4 proposals, because these are all about saving money, okay? And so I'm going to tell you what these are, how they work, and then you can give me your update or your feedback on it in just a minute down in the comment section below. So here's what we know. The first proposal is called the Refund to Rainy Day Savings Act. This is going to allow Americans to put 20%, okay, up to 20% of their tax refund, put it into a savings account. Now, I don't know exactly what what kind of rate this savings account would have. Again, savings account don't have a great interest rate on them anyway. But according to many, this is just going to encourage more people to save money in the event we have a future emergency. That is the first one. Just put money into a savings account. The other one is the Retirement and Security Flexibility Act. This is going to allow all employees. This would make it where they automatically are enrolled into retirement programs. This would be by default. The employer would take anywhere from 3 to 10% of your pay and put it into this account. And this would require all employees to opt out of the program, not opt in. Currently, it is set up where all employees have to opt into a retirement account, but they want to change this where all employees have to opt out. This could make some people very upset as they go into a new job or new position, forget they need to opt out of this program, and then some of their money goes to a retirement account when that's not what they were expecting. So we will see. The next one is the Strengthening Financial Security Through Short-Term Savings Account Act. It's a bit of a name. But this one, the employer would automatically enroll you into an emergency savings account plan. And they put money in there every single month. Now, that's really it. They're just going to open up an emergency account for you, put money in there, and so when you need it, it's there. But it's not 20%, it's not a set amount. And the last one is the Commission of Retirement Security Act. This would create a new government organization to simply review and approve private retirement plans. Those are the 4 new proposals, all about saving. all about retirement. Well, what we're seeing is that all four of these proposals is lawmakers wanting to see the American people save more money, put more money into savings as opposed to investing it. Well, right now, according to experts, while we're seeing so much inflation, experts worry that saving money and not investing it into assets is the wrong move. Yes, I personally believe you should have money set aside into savings, just in case you need to, go and get a new carburetor for your car. Go and maybe you need some new tires. Maybe you need there's another payment that you have to make. Maybe it's a insurance payment or a medical bill. You never know. Maybe you have to go and do some emergency surgery and you need to set aside some money, right? This is all very important. And some say that, yes, you need to be able to cover about 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. I like to have about 1 year of monthly expenses in a savings account, but all the rest of my money goes into assets, whether it's real estate, stocks, or businesses. That's what I personally like to do. Now, right now, at this time, experts say you should have more assets than money in order to actually give you more of a future. You should have more assets that are producing an income. This is real estate, rental assets. You got stocks that provide you with either dividend income or maybe you just buy and sell, right? There's different ways, or a business income, right? So they're saying that you need to have more. Don't just put money into savings. So right now, let me know your thoughts on these 4 different proposals. But I'm just curious, do you think this is a good idea that the government's going to step in and almost require you to save and invest? Or do you think you'd rather have that opportunity and option yourself? Let me know down in the comment section below. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.